I'm Amy Detman, and this is my informative speech about Warped Tour. There's my audience. Alright. Welcome and thank you for coming to listen to my informative speech about Warped Tour. Warped Tour is a summer punk rock music festival that tours the United States with a few dates in Canada and an audience of over 600,000 people. I had first heard of Warped Tour near the end of my senior year of high school, but hadn't learned much about it until the end of freshman year in college. I decided to brave the estimated 108-degree heat in Arizona to discover punk rock summer camp. Firsthand, it was overwhelming when I first walked in, as there was already a line formed at 10:30 when I arrived. I met bands who were selling their CDs and promoting their set times. As I walked in, I heard band warm-ups going on everywhere. The merchandise booths were set up market style, and I could distinguish 5 different styles of music while exploring the arena. Even though it was hot, it was the best day of my summer and an experience I've yet to forget. So, for the next few minutes, I'd like to tell you more about Warped Tour by exploring the origin, history, and information currently available about Warped. So, by now you're probably wondering, what is Warped Tour? Warped Tour officially began in 1995 on the idea wave of creator Kevin Lyman. Lyman began his work with bands in the LA club scene 12 years prior to getting a job on Lollapalooza in '91, another prominent summer festival. Lyman classifies his LA club experience as foundation in the music business, and because of his genuine spirit and care of bands in the clubs, he had the chance to work on Lollapalooza. As '91 slowly made its way to '93, Lyman began to notice Lollapalooza becoming more about the bottom line instead of the music. He decided, having learned all he could, it was time to do something different for a while. So, 2 years later, he created what is known as Warped Tour. In 1995, Lyman was playing with names for the tour, and at the time, the bomb was a popular phrase, almost becoming the tour's name. Thanks to an odd twist of fate, the day before the name would have been released, the Oklahoma City Federal Building was bombed. Lyman asked Fran Richards if he could borrow the name of his magazine, Warp. Thankfully, Richard agreed, although the tour was a bomb that year. Lyman got a second chance and began to look for sponsors. Originally, Calvin Klein was to be the sponsor, but due to a snowstorm, Kevin's gift of eloquent words, and a 15-minute meeting with the Vans company president, Warped found its lead sponsor. 1996, the second year, combined punk rock music, amateur skate contests, finding punk rock royalty bands, Pennywise and NoFX running the main stage. The tour was a success in getting both the tour's name out there and the Vans company name out of California. In 1997, chaos reigned when Kevin left to visit his wife and child, ending in an on-fire porta potty dumped into a river, ending up on the front page. Thankfully, Blink-182 helped create good press by calling kids and thanking them for coming out to watch the tour. In 1999 was the first year that Kevin Lyman received death threats for having Eminem on the tour and, quote, destroying the punk show. In 2000, an inside joke became reality as local bands had a literal Kevin Says stage. 2001 brought Target's corporate sponsorship and the screamo sounds of AFI to the tour. In 2003 brought the first television airtime, with MTV filming A Day of Warped for an MTV2 half-hour special. In 2004, the tour saw poker tables, weddings, and an odd start to a Samsung sponsorship. 2005 was the most successful year, playing off the popularity of All American Rejects and My Chemical Romance, being nicknamed the, quote, emo year. In 2006, Warped found a clash of Christian bands and secular. Under Oath, a Christian post-hardcore band, left to deal with internal band issues, although the public was convinced they left because of NoFX's lead singer, Fat Mike. In 2007, Warped celebrated its 13th year anniversary and recognition in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. In 2008, Lyman proved his knack for choosing the next big bands. The list was the most eclectic, from bubblegum pop Katy Perry to deathcore Bring Me to the Horizon. 2009 ushered in Warped's 15th year anniversary, special DVD performances, and left this 20-year-old begging for more amazing bands. All of this leads up to 2010 and what this year brings. The tour was in Arizona yesterday and will be visiting major cities until its conclusion on August 15th. 3 Christian bands are slated for the tour: The Rock Outfit, The Rocket Summer, and 2 metalcore bands, Attack Attack and Haste the Day. The original punk rock group Pennywise will be joined by pop punk Mayday Parade and deathcore English Bread Bring Me the Horizon. Now, if I've piqued your interest and you're considering braving into the punk rock summer camp, there are 3 main guidelines. 1. Prepare ahead of time by dressing appropriate: shorts, tanks, sneakers, Vans if you have them. List the bands you want to see in order of importance, and because Kevin, after Lollapalooza, won't write a schedule until the morning of the concert, consider buying a schedule as you walk through the door. 2. Bring anything you want signed with you, and subscribe to Vans Warped Tour mobile Twitter updates for your date. And finally, listen to some bands you haven't heard of. Kevin Lyman, in a podcast with Alternative Press magazine founder Mike Shea, said the point of Warped Tour to him was to, quote, leave the audience with something new and different. As I've spoken, I gave you the origin, history, and current information on Warped Tour in hope to inform you about it. If you found something interesting, please check it out or stop by www.vanswarpedtour.com for more information on this year. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you at Warped Tour.